McInville from where to where?
Walgreens, right in front of Walgreens has sidewalks. Sort of ends right there at the daycare.
Right, yeah.
Pick up right there.
All the way to the school?
On that side of the road, all the apartments, all the way over to connect to the street going to the baseball field.
I got you, the first one. Okay.
Kids can walk.
Yeah,
Not
it'll be,
walking in the streets.
their kids walk there constantly, so it'll be a great addition for them.
Yeah,
Yeah, they seem to walk from the school to Walgreens
A
to
lot.
get drinks or whatever,
Yeah.
a whole lot.
yeah. Either band practice or some kind of practice or 10-minute break or something. I see them out there when I've been out there working on it.
There's no long-term plan to expand McInville in that, on that side or anything like that that we'd need to be concerned with, where we're putting down sidewalks and then we're coming back 5 years later and busting it all up. And
If I had to guess, the long-term plan on McIngvale is probably 10 years. You know, there's so many other projects ahead of us and we don't have, that street is on the, what's the name of the list that we get the streets on so they can get a grant? Yeah, it's on the RTP, but there's no application or no funds available to do it at the MPO that we can tell in the near future.
Then plus land acquisition would be a nightmare. Well, you probably just did have enough room to get the sidewalk, didn't you?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So
We had to
you're
get
talking
some, we had to get some right-of-way
about-
donation.
It's already up to property line, so it wouldn't, you're talking about,
But I guess to answer your question, probably one day when McIngvale does get widened to 5 lanes through there, that section of the sidewalk would have to be redone. Part of it.
You got 3 lanes there now, so you got some other areas north of there that need to be finished off as 3 lanes, I guess, to make the whole road 3 lanes one day.
No more questions? Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second,
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. That motion passes. Thank you, Joe. And next is the animal shelter change order, which was tabled at the last meeting, very fairly so, because we had a lot of questions, and the numbers that came in so late, and they were not even quite correct, we found out. So we sent y'all some updated information. I'm going to go over this sheet right here, which is the actual change order with AERC. I'm just going to start at the top. You see in red there, the site allowance, the $10,000. That was in the bid that the board had approved for dirt work on a site. That $9,430 was the dirt work done by Sing Concrete and Construction. So we stayed under that $10,000 that was in the budget. So that was the dirt work that was done on the current site. The $57,000 catio, the donor who was wanting the catio built, changed her mind, and I think it was a good change, because we really didn't want all the cats just running around with each other. It spreads disease and things of that nature. So we're not going to build a catio. She is shifting her money to buy the cat cages, and they call them cat condos. They're very expensive. And the big fancy washer and dryer that we've ordered. So that's not going to be part of the bid. The kennel walls, we discussed why we thought they were needed. There will be 17 of them. When we had our committee meeting with the Animal Shelter Committee, we talked about taking out a hand sink in the kennel area that wasn't needed and putting 2 more kennels there just to get more space for animals. So that number had changed from the first number you saw, because we're now doing 17 concrete wall kennels instead of 15. So that is a change order, that $15,000. The dumpster enclosures, $19,111. The vinyl chain link fence to go across the top of those kennels so the dogs can't climb out and get it in other dogs. And then the millwork on lab and laundry, that's $15,000. That was where we were gonna just purchase really expensive millwork and have it shipped in. It will be cheaper to pay the contractor the $15,000 to do regular style cabinets and install them for us. However, we will pay for all of those items out of the contributions that we have, those various contributions that people have donated. So even though we are adding to the contract with Cerberus, The funds in these additions are going to be paid for from donations, not from the regular budget. So of course, that money is in our account, so it is city money now, but it's allocated for things inside the building. And we actually, even though the dumpster is not inside the building, Jessica called one of the donors who said their money, some of their money could be allocated for that, so it will be paid for by a donor as well, so. And then if you drop to the bottom, where you see the highlighted stuff down a little lower, these are things that are going to be paid for not in Cerberus's contract. These are some of those interior items that will be paid for with the donations, some of the other items. And then there'll be other items to come as we get moved in to see what we need, computers, chairs for people to sit in, desks, things of that nature. Those will all be paid for out of the donations as well. So I was just starting that as a start, saying that as a starting point, and y'all, if y'all have any concerns or questions, feel free to ask me or Pam or Jessica.
So the initial contract bid was for $855,563, right?
Yes.
We approve these tonight, it would be $921,090. Is that right?
And we would, yes, and we would be paying for those items, the extra items out of the other funds,
Right,
yes.
so that, I guess that's about $123,000. And you're telling us that all that is donated money?
Yes,
Been donated to the city, we're just going to reallocate it through this contract.
that is correct.
Net zero to the taxpayer, was that correct?
Right.
No additional money borrowed or anything like that?
And really, the 9,400 has been paid already.
Right.
So it's really less than the 123. And that 123 had that 57,000 in it, so it's really the 65,000 number minus 9,000. So we're only spending about 54,000 extra right now. And we're not proposing to increase or do other change orders. We are so near completion, we feel like anything else will just be interior stuff that wasn't part of the Cerberus contract to start with.
So we even have donation money left after we pay for these
We do,
things?
yes.
To pay for any of those things that
That's
might
right.
arise?
Yes, ma'am. Any other questions or concerns? Because I do want to directly address what I think some of the board concerns were that we were going to go over budget on this project. The project was for the site and the building. We spent $120,000, $121,000 something by the time we paid for an appraisal to get the land as approved by the board. The bid on the building to AERC, not to Cerberus, that is only changing by these items we're changing today, and every one of those are going to be paid for with donations. So we're not using up any more of the general tax dollars than we had already said we were going to use.
Have we issued a bond for this yet? Have we borrowed the money for this yet?
We have not. We're trying to figure out if we're going to issue another bond for anything and roll it all together possibly.
Okay.
So, Alderman Miller, you.
And for transparency's sake, all that donated money was put in places and other places so the city really couldn't get it and have say-so on how it was gonna be spent. Am I correct?
Those donors did that, yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yep. Any other concerns or questions?
No, I just thought transparent.
Yep, absolutely.
I would just,
But at the end of the day, though, at the end of the day, this building's still going up, regardless where the money come from. It's going up to 921.
Right.
Is that including land?
The land was 120 on top
I
of
said, is
that.
that including land?
No,
So that's not even including land.
right.
We're talking about well over $1 million. North of $1 million. And I mean north.
That is true.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Mhm.
Transparency. Okay, thank you.
Yep. Alderman Piper, were you about to ask?
yeah, I would just request that the documents here that we've been given this evening be included in the minutes,
Absolutely. Okay.
be part of the record.
We will make that happen. All right, is there a motion?
Motion to approve the animal shelter change order.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Roll call.
Roll call vote, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Harris.
Aye.
Alderwoman Lynch.
Aye.
Alderman Miller.
Nay.
Alderman Robinson.
Aye.
Alderman Wicker.
No.
Alderwoman Ross. Alderman Piper.
Aye.
And the motion passes. Next, I need a motion for a determination to go into executive session regarding fire department personnel and parks negotiations.
Make a motion to make that determination.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. That motion passes. Thank y'all for coming.